Have you ever wasted $60 on a game your friend told you to buy just to play it for 2 hours and never touch it again? Or have you finished a game after days of gameplay just to feel empty and unsatisfied? Yeah, me too, and it's not your fault. But this sad reality has become a staple of the gaming industry ever since gaming became popular, with huge AAA companies releasing games like Concord or Call of Duty Warzone every year, pulling players into a loop. When you buy a game, you are not only spending your money, but also your precious time. You want to maximize that time to have the most enjoyment out of a game. Here's the problem, there's just too many games to choose from. In fact, since 2020, more than 200,000 games have been released. Due to such an abundance of video games to choose from, you cannot find what's special to you. There's an absolutely absurd amount of games out there, but only a handful of exceptional masterpieces. Now, there are many video game genres: action, adventure, strategy,
RPGs, simulation, sports.
The list goes on, but you may only like a few, and you only stay in that genre. This limits your ability to enjoy a game, as you can never branch out to different types of games and try new things. Another reason you don't like the games you're playing is that you only get video games that everyone else has, like Elden Ring or Fortnite. One of my favorite games I've ever played is My Friend Pedro, released in 2019. The game is pretty short, about 3 to 4 hours, but has tons of replayability, a characteristic of many great games. Now, the game doesn't receive great reviews from Metacritic and IGN, but who cares what they say, nobody likes them anyway. The Steam reviews from this game are overwhelmingly positive, about 96% from more than 28,000 reviews. At the time I started playing My Friend Pedro, I only played Fortnite. Now, before you start commenting that I'm a Fortnite kid, at least I was trying to branch out and play different games. I found this game through the Xbox Game Pass, and I was hooked, playing for a couple hundred hours. Now, maybe My Friend Pedro isn't for you, and that's fine, but you have to put yourself out there and try different genres, even if some games don't have the best reviews. And that's not the only reason you're wasting your time on games. You could just be playing games that only hook you on dopamine. They use battle passes and progression systems to hook you on the game and steal your money in exchange for V-Bucks. COD, Warzone, and FIFA are some of the games that fall under this category. Releasing new games each year, they steal your money and require you to buy a new game to fit in with the rest of the crowd. Now, while these games can still be enjoyable, they don't give the same feeling as we felt when we first started playing video games. Now, you might be thinking,
But Babsky, how am I gonna find the game for me if there's so many problems?
I'm getting to it. So, if you guys didn't know, I'm a big Zelda fan. I beat the first game along with the DLC and spent a lot of time playing that game. When the sequel, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, came out, I rushed through the game and finished a bunch of it in a couple weeks. While I did have about 200 hours in the game, I still regret doing what I did. While the game was still a masterpiece and I greatly enjoyed it, if I took the time to complete the side quests and interact with NPCs, I could have had a way better time in the game. Moral of the story, try to play games different. Don't rush and immerse yourself in the world. Also, quality over quantity. It's better to spend 300 hours on one game than 500 hours spread out over 20 games. The point of playing a video game is to escape the real world and become a part of the video game. If you are constantly switching between worlds, you can never experience the true wonders of one single game. Some ways to find new games that you would like are subscriptions like Game Pass. While you do have to hand over a hefty $16.50 a month, it is a great tool to try new games and find out what you like. After spending a couple months finding games you like, you can either use the Game Pass to continue playing the games or cancel the subscription and buy the actual game. And if you're watching YouTube right now, you might enjoy watching YouTubers like The Rad Brad or Jacksepticeye, and you've probably watched a couple of their playthroughs on many different games. If you see them play a game that you think you might enjoy, go ahead and try it. Yes, games can be expensive at times, but you cannot get weary. Wait for sales, try demos, or use subscriptions. These are the best ways to easily try out games without giving away your weekly paycheck. So at the end of the day, the best way to find the game that you can most enjoy is to just try new things. If you like shooting games, try an adventure game. If you like simulation games, try a sports game. If you like... Okay, I think you get it. But seriously, putting yourself out there is probably the best way that you could find your next best game. GameRanks is a YouTube channel that covers all sorts of games and posts basically every single day, so I recommend go check them out and see if you can find any games that seem interesting to you. Now, before we head out, I want to give some recommendations on games for you. Some of my favorite games are Minecraft, Fortnite, My Friend Pedro, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Assassin's Creed games like The Odyssey and Origins, Crimson Desert, and Ghost of Tsushima. So at the end of the day, the problem isn't that there are no good games, it's that you're playing the wrong ones for you. And with that, Babsky out.